Hey, yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, Manny, and I'm coming to you live from the Manny J Media headquarters here in Worcester, Massachusetts, and I'm here with the one, the only, the very funny, Miss Cait the Clown Papa, here with me today. Welcome to the Manny J Media headquarters.
Thank you so much for having me. So happy to be here.
It's such a pleasure and joy to have you. How are you today?
I'm good. It's Friday.
It is Friday, thank God.
So yeah, we're all feeling good. Yeah. Energy is high.
It is Friday. Who could not be happy when it's a Friday? And the sun is back.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm not a big fan of the gray and dreary life.
Oh my gosh, waking up to a blue sky this morning.
It's so great. And
everything.
I will say it's a bit windy out there.
A little scary all night too.
Yeah, make sure you hold on to your hat. Because it is a bit windy. But it's another beautiful day and I'm happy to be here. It's Friday. And this week, even though it was a little gray and dreary, it was very much giving me spring.
Yes, you could smell it. I don't know. You can smell it. You feel it when you stepped outside. I could hear birds again. Yeah. I don't know much. I've been hearing. I live near the Arboretum, and all I can hear this week was birds. And I've been seeing robins and blue jays, and I don't know.
Spring is near.
Yes.
And for me, growing up, whenever spring was near, I knew for sure, like my official polar bear into the city for me of spring was the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. Did I get that right?
Yes. It's circus season. It is.
So it was definitely my winter's finally over. Spring is here, and I couldn't find no other time of year for you to be here better fitting than today. So welcome.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. You're absolutely right. It is. It's a big season for me. I've been busy. People are starting to go outside again. They're starting to have parties again. They're starting to want to, we shook off the cold and the ice and this really dreary and crazy winter. So
I'm curious, do clowns get seasonal depression?
Yeah, absolutely. It helps to be surrounded by so much color and, the kind of silliness, but definitely we feel it.
Really? Wow. Because, I know it's a tough job. You got to be happy all year round. Well, there are some sad clowns.
Oh my gosh, there definitely is. There's they're called tramps and hobos. Those are the ones that, that's their official name. And it's just a type of clown where they just paint more of a frown on their face than a nice smile. Yeah. They're still silly and still funny and will do things to make people laugh, but yeah, they're a little more frowny all year round.
But you are not a tramp.
No, I am not.
You are not a hobo.
I am not.
You are very much a happy clown.
I am.
I see you everywhere. Go ahead, tell me.
No. I was going to say, my type of clown, if anyone needs to know, it's called an Auguste. It's like August with an E at the end. And it just means the silly guy. Yeah, it is, the Auguste. It's just the silly clown, the one that just kind of trips over their feet or, does a stupid joke or gets pied in the face, like something silly. So I like being that clown because it's just a silly guy.
Yeah, so this might be a rhetorical question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Were you always a clown?
I think I always was inside. And it wasn't until I actually learned how to balloon twist that I realized, okay, I can do something with this energy. I was looking for a part-time job and a friend was like, how do you feel about balloon twisting? I said, I don't feel anything about it. Why don't we try? And it came to me like that. It was fun. It was easy. I loved it. And I was like, okay, do people do this? Do people get together and balloon twist? And I found Clown College and I found my clown. I found Cait. So,
wow. Yeah. And not only did you find Cait the Clown, you actually built, I'm sure with a team in cohesion with others, but you are the CEO, if you will, of the Woo Clown.
I am the Woo Clown Alley, and a clown. And just so if nobody knows, Clown Alley is something traditionally in like Ringling Brothers or other circuses. It was in between the tents. The clowns would hang out and just kind of. That's where they, most of them smoked, sit there with a cigarette or put their makeup on and just relax, maybe practice, take a break. Exactly. Yeah. That was the Clown Alley, and so. Circuses aren't what they used to be, but there's still a lot of clowns. So now people get together as a clown alley instead. So we just meet up wherever. Mine's a little more alternative where I welcome all clowns, all types of clowns, because there's not just friendly birthday clowns, there's also people who like do haunted houses, like a spooky world.
Yeah.
There's a lot of clowns there, and they're amazing, talented.
Very scary clowns.
Yes, very scary clowns, but they are clowns, and I love them, and they're always welcome at my alley. So I just started it, and last night was our 1-year anniversary. And 30
anniversary.
Thank you. And 37 people showed up, and it was amazing. We had it at George's Coney Island. It was perfect. Nice. Yeah, it was.
What's better than clowns and hot dogs?
Literally, I don't know when or how that happened. Clowns and hot dogs, 100% is like the perfect match. Yeah.
So I don't know why, but for some reason I pictured the clown alley being like a little alley between Electric Haze and the hot dog.
The dog alley.
The dog alley. Yeah. So my head went directly there. Like, that's where you're gonna find all these clowns.
Yeah, that's where we
find all these clowns.
Yeah, that's where we originally started. We did for a long time. Their schedule got changed around, so there's not as much space for us now to meet up there. But we've been kind of dating around different venues. So we went to Femme recently, and that was an awesome meetup. We're gonna do a few other. We're gonna like kind of bar hop, but we're gonna kind of hop around and see until we can find our home. But George's was great. That was like a perfect place to hang last night. So we'll definitely be back at George's
for sure. That's and when you are there, do you let the community know? Like, is this something that the community at large can come attend, or do you have to be a clown and get a secret invite?
No, absolutely. Anyone can join. I post about it on my Instagram and the Woo Clown Instagram. We have a separate one. And sometimes it's just people who are curious about what we're doing or curious about being a clown, and they'll want to stop by. So it's open to anyone, always in a public place. And it's really just anyone can pop by. Sometimes people just to see what it's all about. So, yeah.
So what is it all about? What is clowning? What does it mean to you?
Oh, yeah. So to me, it's number one is spreading joy. That's it. Whether you're a haunt clown, that's the scare clowns, or a birthday clown, or any type of clown in between, you want to make people smile. You want to make people laugh, or have a reaction. Like, that's what it's all about. And so when we get together, all of us, a big part of it is practicing balloon twisting, so we can get better at balloons, so we can practice juggling. I'm awful, but I'm trying. But practice juggling, show each other new tricks, show each other new things, and it just kind of revamps our spirit when we do it. It kind of makes us go, oh yeah, like ready for the next gig, next week. And so it's just a good. It's embraces the community too, because think about it, when we're meeting at a public place, like let's say Hayes, there's people who have never seen a clown before in their life. They just happen to be there that night. And they have so many questions, and they're like, wow, like I used to be scared of clowns. You guys are awesome. Like it changes minds, and it just makes people smile.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that was one of the questions that I did want to ask. Is there is an actual fear, terror, phobia, if you will, of clowns? Where does that come from? Because I'm sure it's not just the haunts. Because when I was little, for example, excuse me, when I was little, I didn't go to haunts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you weren't even exposed to that. Right.
But clowns were still, what I was exposed to? Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Yeah, yeah.
The clowns in that?
Yes.
You see the clowns?
Yes,
yes. Terrifying.
100%. Which is funny, because Pee-wee is technically a clown. He's actually my biggest inspiration in clowning. Really? I love Pee-wee so much. One of my heroes. Absolutely. Rest in peace, Pee-wee. One of the most amazing comedians, clowns, and actors in the world. I love him. He loved clowns. Yeah. He was obsessed with clowns. So for him to do that was just like a silly nod to his love of clowns, but also so terrifying. So I think for a lot of people, I think it's a combination of things. Even if we took out media in general, like It the Clown, Pennywise, like all of that, it's an uncanny thing. I have a mask on. When I have this nose on, you don't know what my nose looks like. Right. If I have my full makeup on, you can't see where my eyebrows start. You can't see where my mouth, where like the natural lines of my mouth are. So it's uncanny. So I think for some people are like, oh no, this is fine. Some kids walk right up to me and they love it. And they're like, I have a very friendly, full face of clown. So they usually don't have a lot of, trouble with it. But if a kid is already a little bit shy or a little bit nervous, seeing something kind of uncanny will make them go,
yeah, the exaggerated features.
Exactly. That's why, we actually learn in clown school, to tone it down a little bit more. So, my mouth is very, very close to my actual natural mouth, and my eyes aren't too much bigger than my natural, eye space. So we try to tone it down now. And then like if you want to scare people, that's when you do the more harsh lines, a little bit more big, a little bit more like, scary. But most like party clowns, we tone it in and like make it a little soft, very round edges. And then also parents have a lot of influence on their kids. So if they were scared by Pennywise in, the 80s, then they are going to kind of tense up when they see me or any clown and go, okay, yeah, go see the clown. And then, they're going to look and go, wait, should I be scared?
You don't want to go. I want to go.
Yeah, so there's a lot of different things. But honestly, I did face painting at the Goddard Library yesterday. And the kids wanted to be painted as Pennywise. Really? Yeah, they kept asking me. I did one.
But the scariest clown.
Exactly.
By the friendliest clown.
Exactly. They were so excited. They were just excited a clown was there, and they were like, "Can you do Pennywise?" And they loved it. So I think things are changing. I think like more older generations were a little scared. And now the younger ones are like, no, I was scared by that, but it's cool.
Do you think it was makeup? Like, do you think like that's really the main core cause of why people were so, at the very least, intimidated by clowns?
I think so. Because when you think about it, if I'm just sitting there balloon twisting, right? I'm just sitting there making my little balloon, and but for it to cause sometimes a visceral reaction, sometimes I've had people run away. And not kids though. Kids are always like pretty fine with me, even if they're timid. But adults, I've had adults run away because they were scared, even though I'm not doing anything scary. I'm just sitting there.
Right.
Make a flower.
I mean, that's very arguable. Oh my God.
I know what you're saying. Yes.
I hate balloons.
Yes.
That will make me run. I hate the squeak.
Yep.
I hate the pop.
Yes. A lot of people are afraid that it's like a tense thing.
I'm afraid of balloons. I am.
It's a tense thing. A lot of adults will send their kids over, but then you're like, okay, get away from me. Like it's a tense thing to because as I'm each time I twist it, more air is being pushed out, and it's like
pressure.
Exactly. So it's getting tighter.
Tried balloon animals. Yeah. I had a book and everything. I had a Looney Tunes book when I was a kid. And it was fun. Yeah. When I made the dog, but then when you get into more, harder things to make that have more knots and everything.
Every little twist makes it firmer and ready to right on the other end.
For some reason, I feel like air is going to hit me like a ton of
it still makes me jump every time. But you know what I do? Especially at a party, I have squeakers in my gloves, and I just start squeaking like I'm clapping, and it makes the kids go, oh, okay.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, exactly. So I just squeak, or I'll clap if I don't have my squeakers, and it calms them down right away. They're like, oh, okay. It was just loud noise. Okay.
Right. So we were talking just before we came on about my favorite circus that doesn't exist. Well, it exists, but it doesn't exist in the way I love it, which is the Barnum and Bailey Circus. Yeah. At first, I wasn't happy when they took the elephants and tigers away, but I kind of understood. Yeah. And then afterwards of having a group discussion here, I don't know if I truly understand. What I will say is that, animals are kind of put into these situations that they don't really have a say in.
It's a human intervention. It's they belong in nature. Even they shouldn't be messed with that.
I mean, even zoos, I get a little bit sad, but I like to think that in zoos
they're being rescued most of the time.
Right, so injured animals. Yep. So I like to keep my mindset there. But you told me, which I guess I never realized, that even clowns aren't in the Barnum and Bailey Circus that we know of.
Yeah, they took away clowns as we know them. So they took off all their face paint. They don't wear noses anymore either. They'll do comedy and skits and stuff, but it's not the same. Wow. It's not
growing up, they were the standard for us.
It was
if you weren't a Barnum and Bailey, no offense.
No.
It took me a long time to get me to where I am now, where I take you as you tell me you are. But when I was 10, you wouldn't be a clown to me. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to see a Barnum and Bailey, white face, big old smile, big old wig, big,
costume, big shoes, a full head to the. So I call this clown light when I wear just my nose and just a little blush. It's called clown light. But that always has been the standard. They had the standard for what makes a clown. Yeah. And that's changed so much now, even by their own standards. And I think they did it as more of a, I don't know. I think they think people don't like clowns, and I think if we ran like a national poll, I think people do like clowns. I actually do. There's like a clown renaissance happening. I mean, maybe it's just me on the internet. I like host my social media and stuff, and it has grown. I've got over 20,000 followers in less than a year. So the fact that people are following and they're excited about clowning, and I get questions every day about clown school. How do I do it? How do I become a clown? What do I do? What's next? What makeup do you use? You know, so I think it was a mistake on Ringling Brothers' part. There are local circuses that still have clowns. The Aleppo Shrine in Wilmington, Mass. They host a circus. They do it during school vacation in April vacation. I don't know. But they do one, and they have all clowns, and there's so many of them, and it's amazing. So if you want clowns in a circus, go to the Aleppo Shrine Circus. Yeah.
How hard is it for clowns to find work these days? Because it's hard for a lot of people to find work.
I think it's honestly, you have to adapt. Like if you're gonna just be in the circus, you're gonna have to find a traveling circus that's going to take you on, and that's tough. There's definitely some. I know a few clowns that do travel with the circus. They drive the trucks and they set up the tents, and they do. Wow. Yeah, they're like his name's Bob the Highway Clown. He's a traveling clown with a circus, so they still exist, but it's different. So I think you need to, if you do have a dream of being a clown, birthday parties, community events, immerse yourself. I know, like we were talking earlier, you said you see me everywhere now.
Yeah.
It's because I was just like, you know what? I made all my little marketing things and I put them everywhere. If you go into the bathroom at Ralph's, my sticker's on the wall, like it's everywhere. Like wherever you go, you can see those stickers around. So it's marketing yourself and being like, hey, yeah, I can do a circus, but I can also balloon twist at a birthday party or face paint at a community event, or giving yourself many options nowadays.
And I will say, maybe not in the term clown as we maybe know it, as far as like we growing up, or even kids growing up today. I would venture to say it's probably one of the oldest entertainment gigs.
Absolutely. Think about jesters.
History, right?
Jesters, court jesters. It's kind of all trickles down from that. That's one of the original, just entertainment in general. In life, in the most dark times of human history, there's always a silly guy. Yeah. There's always a stupid, silly guy who can make people laugh, in the worst times in history. And that is special. That is something, even like we are in dark times now, but there's so much light if you look for it. If you just got to look out for it, and you got to hold on to it. And that's why I do this. And that's why, I was talking, I do a lot of community events, and I balloon twist for free. And this is open to anyone watching. If you have a community event and you can't afford a clown, I will do it for free. Wow. No question. Just message me, tell me when and where, I'll go. So we need this. Yeah. Kids need laughter and color and lightness, and it teaches empathy, it teaches kindness, patience. Like this, having just someone there to like make a balloon, like watching the look on their face as it's happening, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah,
and clearly it's a passion for you.
Yes, absolutely.
You're talking about how much you're in the community and how much you like to just give back, and it's a great marketing and promotion technique for yourself. But I do see, shout out to my mom, always watching, always supporting. We love you. She has a few questions here. Yeah. As far as like how you can keep yourself sustainable while still being in the community. We're going to find out the answer to that question and more in just a moment. But first, we have to show some love and thank our very dear sponsors. And welcome back to Innerviews with the one and only Cait the Clown. So good to have you. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing well.
Are we doing good so far?
Yes, amazing. Yeah. This is so fun. I do watch the show, so this is exciting to be on here. So.
I can't act too surprised because you told me earlier but I'm very much surprised. I don't know if you can tell I'm blushing. I had no idea you watched me. I had no idea you knew who I was.
Oh my gosh. Who in Worcester doesn't know who you are? Get out of here.
Before we went to, thank you so much for watching. Before we went to our thinking of our sponsors, which, by the way, thank you sponsors so much for helping us do this and keeping us sustainable. Shout out to Aesthetics by C. Shout out to 3B Auto. And shout out to the Torres Group. And a very special shout out to our behind the scenes. You may not know because we don't put his information everywhere. Community sponsor. Shout out to Mr. Munch. We appreciate you.
Yes.
And with that being said,
yes.
I always want to show love to the people out there because you know how it is to be supported in something that you love in what you do.
Yeah. Community is everything. And Worcester is, I love Worcester. I'm actually from Boston. I grew up in Boston.
Yeah.
I was born in Dorchester. I lived there most of my life and in Medford, like the whole Boston area too. And I've been in Worcester now for going on 4 years and I love it here. Yeah. I love it.
That is actually one of my questions that I thought was so important that we could dig into in just a moment. But I want to make sure that we get back to
that's a great question. Yes.
Before we went to break. And that was, you do a lot in the community. You're talking about doing free balloon twists for kids' parties, or even I'm sure you would do like schools or what have you. Which how do you keep yourself sustainable? Like, do you have a day job?
I do. So my day job is in marketing. So as social media marketing. So it ties together. A lot of the same energy and positivity that I have in my clowning, I have to bring to my job in marketing as well. And it's I actually only do that part-time, but it's enough to sustain my dream. And my husband is so supportive of my dream too. He's amazing. He works so hard. He works in tech. He's incredible. So he also supports my dreams too, because clowning is actually very expensive. I compete at clown college. I won first place this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Greatest honor ever.
I saw all the clowns.
Yes.
There's some great looking clowns.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But you stuck out so well.
Yes, that's
your picture, or was that
that was the professional photo. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I thought that was one you set up for you.
No. I know. It was beautiful. And the amount of money that can go into the makeup, the costuming, the wigs, even the noses is a lot. But all the money that I do make from gigs that I book, you can book me for birthday parties, community events, anything like that. If you have a budget that we can work with it. I say we, it's me. I can work with it. And all that money just goes back into my clown. Honestly, it's a privilege to be able to do that and keep giving back, because I know what it's like to grow up and not be able to have a big birthday party or have something like this at, an event. So anyone, I really do mean it. If you are struggling and you want something special for your kid's birthday, not even a question. Even if you just want me to deliver a balloon, I will bring a bouquet of flowers for your kid. Whatever you want. I don't have to hang out, but I can bring you balloons. I'll do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I think with that being said, on the flip side, we as a community can kind of come together. When I was working at Unity Radio, we had this host. Oh my God, this is so bad. I hate that I can't remember names. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with my poor memory. And anyway, there was this host, and she did. I think she called them birthdays in a box.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you remember her name?
In Worcester.
It's not her fault. Yeah.
It's the birthday girl.
So that's not how I know her, but I'll go with it. Let's go together with it. And essentially, we can come together.
Yeah.
We can sponsor a birthday party.
I would love that.
That would be a great way to help keep you sustainable as well.
I love that.
Maybe if I was just wanting to donate something somewhere, we could donate to Cait the Clown to show up at a child's birthday or something.
Honestly, we can absolutely set something like that up, or even create some kind of community birthday thing, just something that we could deliver to kids. That's something I would love to do, and I've thought about is making a birthday in a box type thing, just setting it all up and kind of delivering it. And I'll go in full clown. I'll deliver it with a smile, and if they want me to stay in balloon twist, I'll do it. If they just wanted me to deliver that, I will. But I think that would be really special. We should talk about that.
That'll be awesome. Be cool. Oh my God, it's gonna haunt me until I got to figure out the name.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's really, really bothering me. All right. Anyway, moving on. With that being said, you said you came from Boston. Now, I was reading a very awesome article. If you don't mind me bringing it up.
No, it's fine.
It's cool. Yeah,
of course.
We're not gonna gas you up too
much.
No. She's already turning red. You are one of the Worcester Magazine's Women to Watch for 2025.
Yes.
I got that right?
Yes.
Sometimes I wonder.
There's so many W's. Women to watch in Worcester. Yeah.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you. Huge honor.
Yeah. How? Why? Well, probably they saw you like I see you everywhere.
Yeah.
What was the conversation behind getting you in there? And then we'll talk about you coming from Boston.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had been interviewed by Worcester Magazine for they have like something in the back called Last Call. Mm-hmm. And I got interviewed for that because I sponsor the punk rock flea market. Yeah. So I do that. It's just fun. It's the coolest group of artists in the world, and I love supporting them. There's one at the end of the month, so definitely go. But they were interviewing me and had it in the Last Call. And I think just having that, just every little thing puts you on someone's radar. And it's just the right person sees it. And also the Telegram ran an article about me last year because I was doing emotional support clowning, which is just like, I was offering a service where even if it's something that's not happy, like a birthday, if you had something like you had to deliver bad news or something, I'll go with you. I'll go in full clown and I will deliver that bad news. Yeah. Like, because sometimes you just
honey, guess what? We're getting divorced.
Yeah. And then I'll make a balloon.
So it's a heart balloon.
Right.
Go break it.
Right. Just pop it. Yeah. But like, yeah, I will. That's like one of my like things on my flyer is I will go to anything, any event that you want me to have. I've done bachelor parties. I did a baptism. I did like anything where you want to clown, I'll go. Like a funeral, I'll go if you want. And actually, clown funerals are a thing. So when a clown passes, they'll go in clown to the funeral. It's really special.
I could never. That's so sad.
No.
Could you imagine? I mean, you.
Oh well, no. Actually, I already told my husband if I pass or when I pass, I was like, I want clowns there. You better have clowns. Absolutely, absolutely. No sad. Big music and big clowns. That's
I don't want to think about clown funerals. It's terrible.
I know it happens. But I swear, these clowns they clown up until the day that God takes them because they love clowning so much.
I guess that's one thing I've never thought of: the fact that clowns die, and
get old.
Clowns are clowns until they die.
Yeah, absolutely. I will be a clown. That's the clown college. Some of them are in their 80s teaching us, and it is very special to hear their 60 years of clowning experience, and they teach us so much. It's really special. I'm honored to be a part of that tradition.
Yeah. Well, before I forget, is there any names you want to drop from the clown world that you had a pleasure of meeting? Maybe some of your heroes.
Well, I haven't met like any like big names. I will say my local kind of heroes and my like local clown besties that have like taught me so much. Like Ruggles the clown, she's clown royalty. Her grandfather was a clown for like I want to say 50 years. And he passed before I could meet him. And she has guided me so much on my journey on learning on how to become a clown. But all the Shriners that run, it's Northeast Clown Institute, all of them, every single one, amazing clowns, Joko. I've gotten to talk to Bozo, which is pretty cool. The Bozo.
No. You know him?
He follows me on Instagram.
Stop it.
Yes.
Can you connect us?
Oh my gosh, of course.
If I could.
Do you know who it is?
If I could interview Bozo. Stop it.
Do you know who it is?
No.
It's David Arquette, the actor.
No way.
It is. Bozo the clown is David Arquette.
No, but not the Bozo when I was a kid.
Bozo doesn't die. Bozo's the only clown that does not die. So
you're saying we'll talk after.
Yes.
Stop it. Yes. Mike, yes, sir. Question from the audience.
Yes. From what I've seen, some will put a little tear.
Question. Hold on, real quick. The question was: at clown funerals, do the clowns wear sad makeup?
So from what I've seen, from like pictures and videos, some will put a little tear, but they'll do their normal faces, but they'll do a little tear to kind of like, and they'll do flowers and kind of hold their balloon flowers and stuff. It's very sweet. It really is. If you clowned your whole life. If you were so passionate about clowning your whole life and like that's the way I want to go. It's really special.
And I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like funerals should be more of a celebration of life. I mean, yes, we're mourning, but more of a celebration than a depressing time. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I like going to funerals, I don't ever like.
No, I know what you mean.
But when I go to funerals, I more enjoy the after part where everyone's eating.
You're connecting with people,
jokes.
maybe people you haven't seen in 10 years.
And
you
sharing
get to talk.
memories, making it a good time rather than sitting in the in front of the casket
crying. Yeah, absolutely. There's times for that, and then there's times to celebrate the person. So I think it's just clowns are just extra good at
clown funerals were a thing. I had no idea.
There's actually a clown church service that happens every year in London, and it's a clown service for clowns, and you go in full clown.
There's no way
there is.
I could not sit in a church service full of clowns. I could barely sit in church service as it is. My ADHD is like bing, 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 all
now imagine a room full of clowns and there's balloons. You can hear them squeaking and it is. It's a really because clowns there's actually a lot of crossover with spirituality and clowning because a lot of clowns feel like driven I'm put on this planet to make people laugh, and I'm a very spiritual person, and I totally believe I was put here to make people smile, do good. And as much as I can for as long as I can, that's it. So that's why I think there's a lot of cross and between spirituality and clowning. It's cool. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I would never have put those two together too. But I did want to bring up Boston. Yeah. We've been leading up to this like it's the biggest reveal. It's really not that serious, but it matters to what we're looking at in Worcester. We're gonna get a little political for a second.
Let's go.
As far as stop it. Time's flying over here, and John's just reminded me of it. As far as there's a big housing epidemic happening, and a lot of people do believe, Worcester residents are being priced out, and a lot of people are coming from Boston to live in Worcester.
Yeah.
As someone who is from Boston, by the way, I read the article from Worcester Magazine 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Is when you actually made your pilgrimage from Boston to Worcester. Tell me a little bit about that. Why did you do that?
Worcester,
and how things have been since coming here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I never thought about Worcester. When I told my mom I was moving to Worcester, the first thing she said was, Worcester? Right. You going to Worcester? What's there?
That trailer park?
That's literally. And I was like, Mom, stop. It's not what you think it is. It's fine. Yeah. Our very good friends bought a house together. They bought a big 3-family house, and one of the apartments was available. So I told my husband, and we weren't married at the time, but I said, go ask them, see if that's available. We'll get it. And they were like, absolutely. So now we live with our friends. They're on the first floor, and the third floor, we're on the second floor.
Why wouldn't you?
Exactly. So it was just a really good opportunity to live with friends, and we're right near the Arboretum. It's so beautiful, quiet out there. So I feel very honored to live out here. And then little by little, I just started noticing Boston is you can walk through the city and never see the same person twice. You can you're invisible. And I kind of liked that for a while. I liked being in the city and not having to talk to people. Everyone's speed walking and not looking at each other. But in Worcester, people do look at each other and they do recognize each other. And I've had people go, hey, are you Cait? Yes. I'm like, cool. Or I work at the thrift store, I work at the Thicket, and people come in and go, wait, you're Cait. Or what, I saw you on this or that. Worcester is big, obviously, but it's also small. It's
the second biggest city in New England. But small town vibes.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like I can, we all, you hear someone's name and you go, oh yeah, I heard about them. I know that person, or it's so easy to connect. And, I don't know. I love it. I feel like I've always been in Worcester, and, from growing up in Boston and Medford and that area where you're anonymous, nobody knows you, nobody cares. Now I feel cared about. I feel supported. I feel if I need anything, if I need a recommendation for something, or, a mechanic or whoever, I can message right now anyone and be, hey, do you know someone who does cat sitting? Yes, of course. Yeah. It's crazy.
So
everyone knows someone.
Much a community.
Yeah.
Very much still a community.
Yeah. And there's definitely crisis, and something's got to give. I'm not going to get crazy, but the way these companies are buying these buildings and building apartments that we can't afford, but people in Boston who are doctors, lawyers, whatever the hell, and then moving out here and taking up over these apartments. Right. And people are ending up on the street. They're kicking people out and they're on the street. It's just unacceptable, and something's got to give. We all we have is each other at the end of the day, and that's it. Like, we got to help each other. That's it.
Right. And in the meantime, we can all bring our personal strengths, you know, to the table, clowning and joy. Yeah. To make each day just a little bit better,
Absolutely.
A little bit more bearable.
That's it.
Smiles. Laughter is the best form of medicine.
Yes, it really is. Like, that's what. So even if we're in these dark times and things are scary and unsure for so many people right now, if I can make someone laugh, I made someone cry with happy tears at the at the grocery store the other day because I was in my full clown. It was super rainbow, super bright, and she stopped and she was just like, "Who are you? What is this?" And I was like, "I'm just a clown. This is how I dress."
I don't know if you can see this on camera. Probably not, but
we could post like a little
probably
thing.
What you look more like.
Yes, and so I wear a lot of bright colors
too. Do you wear different types of makeup?
Yes. So that face on my sticker, and I'm happy to post like a thing about it, is my traditional, that's Cait the Clown. That's the Cait. This is just clown light. This is just, I have work after this, so this is just a sweater. But I normally wear very bright colors, lots of rainbow and lots of color. And like, so like with that woman, she said she was having the worst day, and that's seeing me, it's making her tear up how colorful and bright and happy it made her. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm standing in the grocery store, Big Y, and crying with this woman about how it just made her day just to look at me. So I think that there's a lesson there that if we walk around with a smile and a little brightness, and even if you have a stupid bright pin or a stupid hat or whatever it is, it makes people's day. Yeah. It really does. And so if that's what I can do to make people smile in Worcester and anywhere, I'll do that every day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're so amazing. Cait the Clown, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was such a pleasure to have you. Before we go, I want everybody to make sure they can get in touch with you.
Yes.
And please, shamelessly plug. You got a lot of things coming on.
I do. So
plug those back.
Yeah, we're gonna do story times this summer at the Thicket. It's totally free. Have your little ones come through, and we'll post more about
Where's
that.
The Thicket?
The Thicket's in Worcester. It's at Brussels Street. Above Acoustic Java. So it's a little thrift store, which is also really fun. So definitely go there.
Wait, can we just give the Thicket a little bit of love? Why is it called the Thicket? I know about the Thicket. I want to share this.
The Thicket is a plus size clothing store. Everything is size large and up. It's all secondhand. So we either get donations or we go and source it. We'll go find the clothes. It's such an amazing space. So wonderful.
Do you take men's clothes too?
Some, yeah. As long as they're size.
I got some bigger size men's clothes I could bring down. They're in great shape.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's totally like genderless, and like it's such a good environment to just, I don't know, just be. You can just even want to come in and just something's gonna fit you. That's really special. So I love working there. It's the best. But yeah, we're gonna do story time, and there's a few summer events happening where I'm going to balloon twist again for free, whatever you want. Maybe.
Wait. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but a thought popped in my head. Back it up to story time.
Yeah.
What is your thought about Drag Queen Story Hour? And is there a correlation between drag queens and clowns?
There absolutely is. I love drag story time. I love drag queens. Worcester has some of the most amazing drag queens in the entire state. I want to say even the country. Yeah. Absolutely the most talented, incredible queens I've ever seen. There's a few, it's blanking, the queer brunch that happens, like that one, the drag brunch. That one is incredible.
I think there's one coming up this week.
Yes, there is, yeah. And Mal is such an amazing drag queen. Shout out to Mal. I love you so much. Clowning is drag. Drag is clowning. When you think about it, it's entertainment. You're painting your face a little extra, a little like more exaggerated with your features. We're making people laugh. We're entertaining. And so there's a lot of really famous drag queens that are considered clowns. So like Jimbo, and there's a few others, but like there's a lot of overlap in that world. So clowns and drag queens we love each other.
What? Yeah. All right, cool. Sorry.
No, absolutely.
So, my head, I had to ask.
And that's why I got the idea for the clown story time was because of drag story time. So it kind of all ties into each other. Okay. Yeah. So definitely open to collab. Any people in the drag community watching, happy to collab on something, would love that so much.
And story times for all ages?
All ages, yeah. We had adults come, anyone. If you're just bored one day and you see it, it's free. You can come shop while it's happening. and I bring my balloons and everything too. So we'll be doing that. And then I'll post, my Instagram is Cait the Clown, Cait the Clown. And I'll post any events I'm doing. I always post on there. So.
Okay. And you said you had free balloon twisting coming up as well?
Do I? I do.
I think it's this summer?
This summer, yeah. I'm going to do it at the Worcester Public Market again. I did it last summer, so I'm going to be doing it again this summer, usually one day a week. So I'll post about that as soon as I get the confirmation on the days and stuff. But there's a few markets coming up. Like there's one at the Refillery, Burncoat Center for Arts and Wellness, Bacaw. They're going to do a spring event. I'm going to balloon twist there as well. So I will definitely post all of them. I have a bunch to confirm. And then actually next week at, I forget which, maybe the Tatnick branch of Worcester Public Library is doing a Carnival celebration.
Oh, wow.
And I'm face painting and balloon twisting for free. So anyone's a member of the library. And I think, I forget where it's posted, but it's on there. You'll see the library has it posted, but 2 days next week, Tuesday and Thursday. So. And
the best way people can support you in getting out there and being able to do these amazing free events that you do around the community is to actually hire you for their own events. So I know you said it a couple times, but I just want to reiterate one more time. How can people get in touch with you to hire you or to support you in any other way? The best way is to DM me on Instagram or email me, caittheclown@gmail. And honestly, just you'll send out a bird, I'll find you. So wherever you want. And I do face painting, balloon twisting, birthday parties, or any event that you want. Happy to definitely for hire. Absolutely. And lastly, there's a lot going on in this world. We're in a very special time that it's not that it hasn't come before. It has, and likely in the future will come again. But there's a lot of people who are feeling down, maybe depressed, maybe sad, maybe angry, maybe taking too much of the negativity in the world in. What is your message for people in the world to just get through yet another day? The monster grows in the direction that you feed it. So if I'm fueling myself with everything that's bad in this world, and we have to watch, unfortunately, fortunately, we have to watch. We have to keep talking about it. And we have to keep seeing what's happening. But we can also fuel the monster with joy and community and love. And the more we do that, the more it's going to grow in that direction. And it's going to cut that off and leave it behind. So keep feeding this, like, you know, Mr. Munchies, Manny, like, keep supporting local businesses, keep talking, keep doing things, keep creating. That is feeding the monster in the right direction, and it'll take us. It'll all be all right. It will. It always is. It always is. It'll be hard, but everything will be okay. And we'll live to laugh another day. With that being said, Cait the Clown, can I get a hug? Thank you so much for joining me. You're amazing. I appreciate you. I hope to have you back again sometime. Oh, anytime. Whatever capacity. We have a joy talking. This is absolutely great. And thank you. Thank you for joining us and for hanging out with us today. We have one more show for you. We don't usually do this, but today on Friday, we do have another show for you coming up at noon. So come back and join us again for that. And if you don't, that's okay. I know people got to work. You got to work. So you probably won't be able to do it. But maybe later. You can do it later. Of course. But until next time, everybody, it's your boy, Manny and Cait the Clown. This has been Manny J Media Interviews, Community Delivered. We will see you real soon. Peace.